How's it going, YouTube? Daniel here. Welcome back to the NumbThumbs gaming channel. Welcome back to, this is a bit of a season review slash transfer special, I guess, on the season we had here at WREXHAM. We have, of course, finished top. We found that out last episode. Since then, we had 4 fixtures to finish off the season. We disappointingly lost 3-2 to Torquay after wrapping up the title, but it was all right. We then beat Dagon Red 2-1. We drew with Weymouth 0-0. They had a man sent off in the 74th minute. And finished the season with a 3-0 win over Woking. Finished top. We missed out on 100 points. We did set a record for the club at least. 98 points. The 4 losses. So that draw and the loss to Torquay at the end of the season was kind of hurtful. Let's go to the end of season review. As you know, we finished top. We won the trophy, the new arrivals. All these guys came into the squad. Callier played a vital role. Thomas, of course, played a vital role. And Durrell was pretty good in the second half of the season. He was injured for most of the first half. James Boot came off the bench 14 times. Still quite handy. Vassal's a regular feature. Horsfield, French, of course. All common names throughout episodes this season. And Hector came in as well as a loan. Was pretty handy. Cope. Board was very happy with him. Oh, it goes through the ratings. Okay. So Hector was an A+. Happy with the lower wage contribution that we would normally expect to pay for a player of his ability. Tommy Brewitt was vital as well. And then a heap of young guys that came off the youth intake. Of course, take all their stats into, with a grain of salt, especially at this level. The season's results, the board wanted us minimum to finish in playoff position. We, of course, bested that, much to our surprise. We finished top and miles ahead in the end. It was pretty good. Our home attendance average is 33% full. At just under 52.50 for the season. Dio Angus ended up top goal scorer. Ponticelli was definitely lining that up early doors in the season, but Dio came and pipped him at the end because his second half of the season was absolutely brilliant. You look at the competition results, there's a lot of green once we get to sort of January. We don't really lose a game from the 5th of December, we lose to Stockport with that dodgy penalty, of course. And then we do not lose again until the 10th of April with that loss to Boreham Wood, the 3-2. We finished top, miles ahead of everyone else. Stockport, Notts, Barnet, Hartlepool, Chesterfield and Aldershot round up the penalty spots. The season is still coming to an end, so the playoffs are still happening. Of course, we were knocked out of the first round of the FA Cup by Gillingham. After we did qualify with a win against Kettering Town in the previous round, the FA Trophy, we got through to the 5th round rather, and we lost that game disappointingly 2-1. Moments to remember: our biggest win, a 5-1 win against Notts County, which set up winning the title basically. From then on, we were pretty unstoppable. Match to remember, I don't actually remember the 3-0 against Barnet. We did play a lot of games this year. And the goal of the season... Can we view this goal of the season? Apparently this was the goal of the season. James Boot. Cross in. Oh yeah, it's from here. Yep, that's goal of the year. That's winning goal of the year at most clubs, to be honest. We'll have a look at the finances. Of course, we are pretty low reputation-wise. We got no new sponsorship deals anywhere. Annual revenue, 25.89k. Bit of broadcast revenue there. It's all kind of pointless at this level. Merchandise, Davies was our top-selling shirt. Ponticelli, Angus, Harris and Horsfield. The next out of our 1,226 t-shirts sold throughout the season. How we lined up was obviously the 4-4-2 pretty much all season long. Occasionally we did always bring these guys up to play more of an attacking winger role. That was pretty much our squad. You look at Angus with 33 goals, Ponticelli with 27 goals, And then there's a big gap between everyone else, but lots of assists and lots of contributors to the squad. The accolades for the season, obviously myself as manager. We got manager of the month in December, February, and March. So, we were a bit up and down. We were always up in the top half of the ladder, but the top half of the table, I should say. But we were always the club awards. Fans player of the season was Angus. Young player of the season was Ponticelli. Of course, there's a lot to like about him. Hopefully, he can at least get us through a bit of League Two. Would be really nice. Jake Cope is apparently the signing of the season, as he did play 10 games. I think most of them were off the bench. He was a free transfer, as he's come from Bournemouth in the Premier League in a past life. So, handy little young player. James Boot, of course, got goal of the season we've just seen. Angus was their top scorer. Horsfield with the most assists with 13. The record breakers, I don't know if these break any existing records at Wrexham, but Brewitt has the worst discipline. I don't think anyone got sent off the whole season. Is there a way to check that? I don't think anyone got sent off the whole season. Jamie Nash became our youngest goal scorer. Paul Rutherford, our oldest goal scorer, and he's probably about done with the club as well. But Leighton was our key keeper for the season. As we saw when he was injured for about 2 games, the wheels did kind of fall off a little bit. No competition awards. Their history in the making. So top of the ladder, top of the table, an absolutely superb season for Wrexham. There's not much more you can say to that, as we'll finish that. The club expectations now, they still want us to play entertaining football, sign players under 23, play attacking, play direct, make the most of set pieces, and play counter-attacking football. All this is pretty much, we are a year ahead of the original plan. Like, they weren't expecting us to get promoted until later on. We're in the Papa John's Trophy as well next year, which is pretty cool. Next year, they want us to at least fight bravely against relegation. My contract does expire, and I haven't requested an extension just yet. Maybe we should do that. Contract offer, request new contract. The board will get back to you shortly. So we've applied for a contract extension too. Just thinking if we can lock ourselves in for a little bit longer. The squad dynamics update. I still have some pretty standard leaders. I'm not sure who's going to quite make it through to the next season yet. Let's do the team talk for the end of the season. Everyone's pretty happy with the year we've had. Absolutely delighted with the promotion this season. You've all earned the right to test yourselves at the next level, and I have faith that we'll be able to avoid getting involved in a relegation battle. I don't know. Well, there's lots of options. There are so many options. We're good enough not to get relegated next season. That will be our likely target. Let's go with... Wow. Okay, we've got everyone back on side. Everyone thinks we're getting the drop next year. Well, that gives you a lot of faith as a manager, doesn't it? That's exactly the reaction I thought. Thanks. We'll discuss promises. All right, let's do. That was not a good team meeting. We've all left the season, coming off a high of getting ourselves promoted, winning ourselves a trophy, and everyone's going to crack it. Wrexham offer us a new contract. You love to see it. So this is a new 3-year deal at 1,800. Let's start the negotiations. I'm not really too much worried about any dollar value, but to lock this deal in for a bit longer would be great. We've been hit with a tax bill of around 230k. Club membership fee income announced. We've got 139k from membership fees from fans of the club. everything's up. Everything's in the green, which is what you want to see. A new scouting budget of 42.5k. As well, the bank balance still just sitting under 1.7 mil as the transfer budget there. Wage budget, we've got a little bit to spend. We've only committed to sort of 16 grand at this point for next year. There we go. Thumbs has signed the new deal. He's through. We'll respond to this. Delighted to have signed the new deal. You'd love to see it. We'll try and sim through to see who gets promoted, who gets relegated. So wrapping up a few things here, Angus claims the Vanarama player of the season with his pretty exceptional second half of the season. 40 appearances, 30 goals, 7 assists, 11 voting points. We'll go and congratulate the lad for that. Yeah, top goal scorer. He won by 4 goals. Was Spazov. Slavy Spazov was second for Working. Working finished quite low as well. They finished 17th. And Potricelli getting there in third. Horsfield's happy with the promise that we improved the club's coaching stuff, and that's nice to hear. Hearts have signed a player that maybe we had shortlisted. So we might not do any transfers in this one. Of course, Notts County went up. We'll go through. So we'll finish off with how the playoffs went. First round, Barnet took out Aldershot. Chesterfield took out Hartlepool. Second round, semi-finals, Stockport 1-0 over Barnet. Stockport probably favoured. They were the second best team all season. Notts County just destroyed Chesterfield 4-0. And in the final, Notts County scored 3, Stockport scored 0. Goals in the 25th, 62nd and 66th minute. A bit of a lapse in concentration there. So Stockport blow their chance to get promoted. So we go up, Notts go up from third. We'll also go through some of the other leagues, of course. Manchester City won the title by 3 points from Liverpool. They lost to Leeds 2-1 on the final day. Liverpool beating Tottenham 2-1. So Man City win the title, Liverpool second. Tottenham get through to third, Arsenal fourth, Man United, Chelsea, Leicester round out the European spots. Southampton, Sheffield United and Brighton all go down. West Brom and Fulham were kind of safe, but West Brom, did they get a win in their last game to potentially keep themselves up? They lost to Chelsea 2-1. I'm guessing Southampton lost to Aston Villa, which led to West Brom staying up. To the Championship, Luton, Watford and Notts Forest are in the Premier League. There you go. Bournemouth just must have missed out in the playoffs as Luton won the league by 4 points. Preston, Rotherham, Middlesbrough all going into League One. As you can see there, Sunderland are back in the Championship, getting through the playoff stage. Doncaster, Hull, Burton all miss out, but Charlton won the league by 3 points. Portsmouth the second, so they go up into the Championship as well. Meanwhile, Shrewsbury, Plymouth, Wigan and Northampton all in the drop zone, all comfortably. MK Dons were pretty safe in that last phase. To League Two, the league will be playing in next season. Scunthorpe and Bolton go down. Bolton all the way down. What a fall from grace. They're in the Premier League just 10 years ago, and all of a sudden they're in league. They're in the Vanarama National now. And Scunthorpe go down as well. Bradford City champions by a point. Exeter second. Carlisle third, promoted. They get all through. Tranmere go up through. Of course, we're doing a Tranmere playthrough in FIFA. Tranmere get themselves promoted through the playoffs. And, of course, in our league, it's us and Notts and Kings Lynn, Dagon Red and Weymouth all go and down to Vanarama North and South. So what we'll do is we'll recap the transfers when we get into the next season. So, yeah, not much happened this episode, but lots of planning has been put in place. We're going to need to improve or be able to build a team that's strong enough to stay up next season if that's what we hope to achieve, which, of course, we do. We will just see how we go. So thanks for watching this one, guys. If you are new and just come watch the channel, go give us a sub button if you're enjoying the content. Go give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you for more Wrexham very, very soon. Hopefully some good transfers. yeah, it's tough at this level. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.